This is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and Steve Shanley is back in for what has become kind of a weekly visit during the summer months for the Cedar Rapids Municipal Band. And you're nearing the end of the season, and I have to tell you, I'm going to give you credit for this, Steve. It's only
I'll take
become,
it.
It's only as I've been watching the Municipal Band over the last couple of years that I have really gotten into concert band music.
Oh,
I got to tell you, for me, that never that big a thing. Even when I was a student, I was always a lot more interested in the jazz band than I was concert band. But you've kind of made me a concert band convert.
well, we'll take it. And that is one nice thing about the municipal band and about concert band literature is it has all of the quality and characteristics that you might find in orchestral music. But so many of the pieces are only about 4 minutes long. So
That's it. What it is, it appeals to my lack of attention span.
It is a good introductory music into art music. I think just like we've talked over the years that it's very difficult to take someone who's never listened to any jazz before and say, here's Charlie Parker. This is the greatest jazz musician perhaps who ever lived, and you play that for someone who doesn't know any jazz, and it's overload. And similarly, if you take someone who's never listened to classical music before and bring them to a Mahler symphony or even, frankly, a Beethoven symphony, it's a long time. It's a lot to process. It's complicated. And so it's I think band music is a good gateway drug to the art music and understanding art music and getting to appreciate that. So we'll take it. We're glad we're getting some converts to the concert band.
A couple of weeks left in the season. What is on the schedule for this week?
This week, we're featuring members of the band again. We did that quite a bit this summer, and that's something that was a real goal of mine. When I inherited the band, the conventional wisdom was that every week we would hire a guest soloist from outside the band to come in and perform as a soloist with the band. And I was in the band in the percussion section for a number of years, and I remember looking around at all of the amazing individual musicians sitting in that band thinking, well, any number of these 30 people could be soloing with the band themselves. So I've been trying to get more and more of our own musicians in front of the band, and also to kind of help the audience understand. We just a couple of weeks ago, our principal, he plays first trombone with Joel, our principal trombonist. Robert Parker played a solo, and it just dazzled everybody. People couldn't believe it, and afterwards people said, so he's in the band every week? And I said, yes. Yeah, he's back there playing trombone parts for us every week, and that's the band is full of musicians like that. So this week, a couple of kind of fun and different things that I'm guessing most people haven't heard before. This is the first, to my knowledge, piccolo trumpet soloist that we have had, Aaron Van Heusen, who plays second trumpet in Orchestra Iowa, among other symphonies in the state. Is going to be joining us. I wanted to get him featured and asked him if he had any ideas, and he said, well, would a piccolo trumpet be too weird or too different? And I said, obviously, you've not been paying super close attention if you think there's anything that is too weird or too different for me.
This is the man who did band and typewriter.
Band and typewriter, the saw. I mean, we've done it all. So piccolo trumpet is going to be a great sound that I think a lot of the audience will recognize, even if you don't think you know what that is. It was famously used in the middle of Penny Lane, that cool sounding trumpet solo in the middle is piccolo trumpet solo. So Aaron's going to play a fun Baroque concerto that I'm sure everyone is going to like. And then also, a couple of years ago, I got an email. One of the great things about being director of the municipal band is we have a website that lists me as the conductor and lists an email address for
anybody
me.
with an opinion.
Anyone can email me, and really more often than not, that's a good thing because I get good ideas from people. And so someone from Europe had been going through and kind of examining a whole bunch of music from Julius Fucik, and who is known for the Florentiner, among other things. And this person noticed that I liked to program a lot of Czech music because of the Czech heritage here in Cedar Rapids. And he said, hey, I have this music. I just went through and edited all of it. You can have it for free. Hopefully it's useful for you. And one of the pieces was a duet to feature the bassoon and the clarinet. And as it turns out, in our band, one of our newer members on second bassoon is Josh Carlo, who is, I believe, going to start this year at Northwest Junior High, teaching the band program there with Kevin Brown. And his brother, Nick, who had been in the band, joined the band a couple years earlier, who also teaches in the Iowa City School District, and who plays clarinet. And I mentioned this to the band, that I had this piece, and Nick later said, well, that might be something that Josh and I could play. And I sent it to him, and they said, yep, we could totally do this. And it's pretty, it has a lot of good musical humor in it, so I think it's going to be fun to feature the Carlo brothers on that.
And something that in its own way hasn't really seen the light of day too much in decades.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of recordings of this out there, and so hopefully, too, there might be some people who hear this or the word gets out, and then they want to program it so we can get more of Fucik's music being performed. We'll also have some music from the animated film Sing, which I'll be honest, I haven't seen. Have you seen that one?
I have not seen it, but there is some really good music in it.
That's what I was looking at. I typed in new movie releases a couple years ago, saw that one. I was like, oh, that all seems like good music. So we're going to feature some music from Sing, and then also medley of music for Louis Armstrong, featuring Louis Armstrong. And
I've heard of him.
Yes, yeah, he's all right. So we got some good stuff planned.
All right, and where are we this week?
So Wednesday we'll be at Bowman Woods School, and I like that because that's where I went to elementary school. So that's always kind of fun for me to go back there. And I remember going and seeing the band at Bowman Woods when I was a kid.
Sure.
So that's cool. And then Sunday we'll be out at Ellis Park.
All right. So as always, if you want more information about any of these concerts or need a refresher on what we talked about, where things are, you can visit the website, which is
crmuniband.org. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
One more time next week. You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most Thursdays and Fridays, and for the Muni Band, our special Tuesday segment, or, of course, download, watch, or listen at any time of your choosing using your favorite podcast app or at kcck.org/culture. I'm Dennis Green.